Hi guys, it's Tess, finally making video in 2026. Welcome to my Beijing vlog. We just landed and the sky is so blue compared to Shanghai. We quickly checked into our hotel. The value was decent, it was clean, and honestly for Beijing standards, I'll take it. And fun fact, hotel rooms in Beijing are usually much smaller and it's actually very common for them not to have a window. And even if they do have a window, sometimes it's fake. And of course, the first meal in Beijing had to be McDonald's. It's cheap, it's filling, and the value is amazing. If you're traveling and tired after landing, McDonald's in China is honestly a safe and solid choice. It is also our little goal to try out the McDonald's in China, and I really recommend you guys to try it because they have different options compared to McDonald's in other countries. After eating, we walked around the streets that's heading to GuGong, and you can see many people are dressed up in Chinese traditional clothing. They look so pretty, and you can hire these and they'll do your makeup for a very cheap price for the whole day. So make sure you try this if you're keen. There are so many food stores everywhere. Beijing Peking duck, hot pot, jjajangmyeon, food store literally everywhere, and the streets are filled with people. So the first tourist spot was GuGong, and the ticket is around 90 RMB. You can purchase this online, and there are afternoon session and morning session to choose from. For kids that are under 6, it will be for free. And once we entered GuGong, it was massive. Make sure you guys look at the map of the GuGong so you guys know which site you want to visit, because it's massive and you can get mixed up with different buildings. Since it's massive, so there's a lot of walking involved, and sometimes the road can be a bit hard to walk on. So please watch your steps and bring the correct footwear. There are people everywhere, and every single building feels like it's filled with history. The architecture is so detailed, so traditional, and so beautiful. You can have a look at the inside of the palace, where there's furnitures and objects that were placed there hundreds of years ago, but you are not allowed to go in. You can only look, which somehow makes it even more special. But it can be very crowded if you're wanting to take a picture, because a lot of people will be rushing to look at it. We also walked through the garden area and saw the cutest little cat just chilling there. It was so peaceful, calm, and full of culture. It really didn't feel like a busy city at all. At night, we went to Tai Koo Li, which was one of the most famous shopping districts in Beijing. Even though it was a Monday night, it was still packed with people. Beijing nightlife is definitely alive. There are so many brands, literally anything you can think of. Day 2 started with Bejing jjajangmyeon, which is a super famous local dish. This restaurant has been Michelin recommended for 6 consecutive years, so we had to try it, and it was so good. Also, can we talk about chagi? We completely fell in love with it. It became our must drink every single day. My favorite was the black tea series. Comment below for your favorite so I can try it next time. Okay, now for the most exciting part of this trip is we went to watch Worlds. Worlds was held in China this year, and we were super lucky enough to get tickets. We arrived early just to walk around and feel the atmosphere. There were stores selling world souvenirs like plushie, clothes, keychain, cards, literally everything. then the staff was handing out posters, cheering sticks and stickers where you could write messages. We didn't get to watch T1, but we still wrote it because it was one of the team that we wanted to watch the most. Once we reached the venue, the energy was insane, but sadly we didn't get to watch the finals, but watching one of the games live was already such an amazing experience. We got to watch 4 teams that were playing and the game was so intense, where we ended up watching almost 10 games in total, 5 games per round, so it was really worth the ticket money. I love how the lights light up whenever something exciting happens. It really brings the energy to the game. And it lasted for nearly 6 hours. By the end, we were tired but also very happy and still exciting. We even got to watch them draw the next round of games, which made it feel even more special. This is our day 3 in Beijing, and it was all about the Great Wall of China. There were lots of walking before even we got there. We had to take 2 buses just to get there, so one from the city to the Great Wall, and before even reaching the main entrance, you need to walk more and take another bus. But the walk wasn't boring at all. There were lots of shops, and the Great Wall has both sides, so a west gate and an east gate. The east gate lets you play the toboggan, which we really wanted to try. We got there early, so luckily there wasn't much lining up. Our tour guide told us to do the toboggan first because the line gets crazy afternoon. The view of the ride going up was breathtaking. We decided to explore the east side of the Great Wall before heading to the toboggan. It is also one of the toughest sides because it is very steep and climbing up one tower will be really tiring, but seeing the Great Wall in real life just hits different. And finally we're doing our toboggan ride. It goes quite fast and it's quite slippery, so I was a bit afraid to take videos. After that, we headed to the west side. We are the type of travelers that wants to explore everything. So you'll take a cable car to reach tower number 14 and you can walk up to tower 20 if you can. It is impossible to walk the whole thing, so you definitely need to take the cable car, and on our ride up, the view was really nice. For some reason, the sky in Beijing is just really blue and clear. There are lots of people on the west side because this side would be easier to walk. The walk is not as hard as the east side, but it can be pretty tough and tiring. The view was breathtaking and amazing. And when we were coming down, our tour guide was correct, the toboggan line was insane. So yeah, coming early to line up with the toboggan was the right choice. Next, we went to the Summer Palace, which is also a very famous tourist spot. It was also included in our tour. It was so peaceful and perfect for the afternoon. We did a boat cruise that lets you see the whole palace while the tour guide explains the history, the lake, the architecture, the vibes. It was just so calm and beautiful. The Summer Palace is massive, so it's impossible to walk the whole thing. It is recommended to take a boat cruise to explore the whole area. There are also lots of walking involved, so it's very important to wear the correct footwear because sometimes it can be quite hard to walk on. I recommend coming here in the afternoon because you get to see the sunset by the lake and it was really calm and beautiful and romantic. The tour ended at Bird Nest. It is also a recommended spot for travelers, but our tour guide did not recommend us to go in because it doesn't worth the ticket money, so we just took some pictures from the outside. And then we headed for Hot Pot for dinner. This place was recommended and I love how they had a guide teaching you how to mix your sauce properly. The beef was so fresh, the flavors were amazing, and it was such a satisfying meal after a long day. On our last day, we visited the Temple of Heaven. There are museums, ceramics, and so much history to see. I understand why Beijing is the capital of China now, because there's a lot of cultural stuff involved. We need to purchase an extra ticket just to see the Temple of Heaven. This is one of the parts that we don't really like because it's not included in the admission ticket. We headed to HeYan RouBing for our lunch. This place was well recommended and the food was really nice. I understand why people are lining up. I got all of the most famous dish and we all think that this is the most amazing meal that we had in Beijing so far. After lunch, we headed to another pop mart. We had to see the pop mart in Beijing as well. There were lots of collection and the stock never runs out. My friend loves this TFT collection so much because it's not available in Australia yet, so she had to buy the whole set and she couldn't wait to quickly go back to the hotel to unbox it. It was dinner time and we definitely have to try the Beijing Peking dog just before we leave, so our last dinner in Beijing was at DaDong. They are well known for the Beijing Peking dog and they will cut it in front of you. The staff will show us exactly how to eat it. Apparently there are different ways of eating it where you dip it in the sugar. She would also show you the correct way of wrapping it, handing the food to you. Their services was really great. I usually eat it in a rice paper, but apparently they like to eat it in a bun as well, so the staff was showing us exactly how to make it and wrap it up in a bun. We had to try all types of Peking duck dish that they have, and this dish goes really nice with rice. The sauce is so rich. The traditional Tai Koo Li dessert was also really nice. I really recommend this place if you guys are traveling to Beijing. Before leaving Beijing, we had to see Tiananmen, but we didn't want to wake up at 5 a.m. to line up, so we just saw it while we were heading to the airport for our next trip. Thank you all for watching my vlog today. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. See you all in the next video.